Hey guys, Pamela McElroy here. I'm going to go over 3 shoulder mobility exercises that I really like. They're actually probably not exercises, but 3 shoulder mobility movements that I really like using the lacrosse ball. And this isn't like a be-all, end-all, but it really helped A, with my frozen shoulder, but B, it, when you feel like stressed out and like you've been sitting a long time and your shoulders are hunched forward and your shoulders are achy and your upper back is achy, this really seems like it loosens everything up. And while it may not be the most comfortable thing while you're doing it, when you're finished, you feel loose and relaxed and like stress has been lifted, literally lifted from your shoulders. So like I said, there's 3 that I like a lot. The first one we're going to start, you're going to lay down on the lacrosse ball, starting with the top of your shoulder blade. You're going to pick your elbows up so that you can get your shoulder blade to pop out a little bit. You're just going to trace, and when you do this on your own, you're going to go a lot slower, but for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to go a little faster. You're going to trace the edge of your shoulder blade between your spine and your shoulder blade all the way down to the very bottom of it. When you get down to the bottom, you're going to work your way back up, but we're going to do this shoulder movement where you take your thumb and drop it to the opposite hip and then open up and reach to the floor, aiming to get your thumb to touch the floor. And we're going to do that 2 to 3 times in each section as you roll up the length of your shoulder blade. And when you get to those knots and the stress parts, it's going to feel a little tense, maybe a little painful. If it's too painful, obviously don't do it. You can also drop down to a tennis ball, which is going to be softer. But once you get moving through that shoulder movement, feels really good, loosens everything up. So then you're going to work your way all the way up to the top of your shoulder blade. Then we're going to lay here on the side. Sometimes this works better with a double, a peanut, but you're going to find that spot right at the base underneath your shoulder. And we're going to take our palms, face them up, and we're going to try to move our arm as if we're raising our hand overhead and then back down. And I do this between like 10 to 12, 10 to 15 times. And each time I make sure that I've really got the lacrosse ball in there nice and tight underneath my shoulder. And I'm moving through as best the full range of motion here overhead that I can, all right? And again, that's about 10 to 12, 10 to 15. It does sometimes really work a lot better with those taped, two lacrosse balls taped, those peanuts. And then the last one's for the front of your shoulder, so anterior deltoid. Again, not a lot of movement in this one. I'm going to turn my head away from where the ball is. Palms are going to face up again. We're going to do one more movement, so we're going to take our thumb towards our hip and then open up here. And as we move, we're going to press the shoulder into the floor in that one spot. And again, it's going to be 10 to 12, 10 to 15, just like you did in the other one. Both sides. I do it twice a day. Feels great. Like I said, it helped me a lot with my frozen shoulder. And it also, just like when I'm feeling tight and either I worked out too hard or I've been sitting too long, it's just a nice relaxation movement, a couple movements in the shoulder, upper back that I like to do.